Now let's talk about when you arrived to Corpus Christi.
Go ahead.
What was the first thing you did when you came to Corpus Christi?
The first thing that I did was look at the house that my wife and I had purchased that I had never seen in person before. When we put our home on the market in Dallas, we expected there to be some lag time between when we put it on the market and when it sold. In fact, we put it on the market on a Monday morning, and we had multiple offers by Thursday evening. So the time frame that we had to make decisions and find housing here in Corpus Christi was greatly compacted, which was both good and bad news. It was good that we had sold a home, that we had the opportunity to sell our home in Dallas as quickly as we did. The bad aspect of it was that we were both working at the time and had extraordinarily limited time to find housing here. So I was involved in a very large deal pursuit at EDS, and I could not get off. So Deborah came to Corpus Christi alone and with my sister looked for homes. We had one weekend to do it because we had basically 30 days to find housing, get it closed, and move in based on the time frame in which our home was selling. So she came down here, found the house that she wanted. I saw pictures of it but had never been inside it. And so I bought a home pretty much sight unseen. However, it's worked out great. Deborah has wonderful taste and a great sense of location, so we love our home and where it's located. We think that we have an ideal location in the city.
Okay. Of course, when you first came to Corpus Christi, the first thing you did was saw the house, looked at it for the first time. However, what was the first memorable experience you did in Corpus Christi, or that you can remember about Corpus Christi?
When we drove up to the house, there was a dead possum in the middle of the street. That was my first experience with my new home.
Yeah, not
shoveling a dead possum out of the street.
Maybe not one that not the picture, the photo perfect vision that you imagine. I can assure you.
No, but when I went in the house, it was beautiful. I was very pleased.
And besides the home, what else can you remember about Corpus Christi outside your home?
The proximity of our home to Oso Bay and then to the island. We're only about 10 minutes from the island, and that was very appealing to me and to Deborah. I don't think Deborah realized how close we were to the island when she purchased the home, but that was certainly a big plus. We spend a lot of time on the beach, and the fact that it's so close to us is really quite nice.
Okay. Besides the possum experience, what was one thing about Corpus Christi that you were not expecting that struck you?
At heart, my impression of Corpus Christi is that it is still very much a small town mentality. I see in Corpus Christi some of the same tension that we did in our suburb of Dallas and some of the other suburbs, where there are elements that want the city to grow, but there are counter elements that want the city to stay the same as it was before it became a growing city and growing port. And that climate was something that I was very aware of and still am.
Okay. Like I said, we are a growing city. What's one thing about Corpus Christi that has changed since you got here?
Really not much. I don't think that the city has at all coped well with the inevitable growth that will occur. I think that that the infrastructure of the city, specifically roads, has not kept up with the growth, especially on the south side of the city, which is the only place the city can grow. I think that you see in the downtown area along the bay that there is still the resistance to change. For instance, not wanting to the element in the city that includes the mayor that does not want to make the Bay Area more like a greenbelt, entertainment-driven park-type area that still wants to keep Ocean Drive open because that's the way it used to be 40 or 50 years ago. I think that there is an underestimation of the rapid growth on the south side of the city, so that when you have expensive homes down the Holly corridor past Rod Field and all in that area from Ennis Jocelyn south, and yet Holly Road is still in that area a 2-lane road that is not maintained well. I think that dichotomy between the reality of growth and the desire to keep the place a small town, plus the inevitability of the ports continuing to expand, especially with oil and gasoline exports as they are, which are now over 650,000 barrels a day. Sooner or later, those forces clash. It will be interesting to see how the new city manager from San Antonio deals with those issues. So that's of great interest to me.
What